a lot of information that takes place during the negotiations, unless it's recorded right after the negotiation, that information is lost.
Hello Claude, thank you for joining Dukascopy TV. It's a pleasure to have you back again. Today we're going to look a little bit at internal negotiation capability, another chapter from your book. Why should organizations have an internal negotiation capability though?
Okay, well, with globalization and greater competition and sophistication of contracts, today companies cannot use the old way of just going in and negotiating. Today it's much more complex, and the professional approach is really needed.
And so moving on from that, what are the main differences between organizations that having a negotiating capability and those that do not have it?
Yeah, well, there are two approaches. One is the old approach. I would call this an ad hoc approach, and the other one is an institutional approach. The ad hoc approach really spends more time on how we're going to meet the other side, while the institutional approach spends more time even before by designing a plan, having a team, having a team leader, developing arguments and counter arguments, thinking of tangible benefits as well as intangible benefits, thinking of or planning also the long-term impact that negotiations could have. And more than anything else, there's an evaluation. This is the main difference between institutional and the ad hoc approach. When a negotiation comes to an end, that's not the end of the negotiation in a way, because a negotiation means, or an agreement means, it's a start of a business relationship. And what you have is that a lot of information that takes place during the negotiations, unless it's recorded right after the negotiation, that information is lost. And what the institutional people do, institutional organizations do, they make sure that the negotiator, before they're going back to their regular jobs, there's an informal session. They're asking questions. How well did it go? Did you encounter problems? How did you overcome those problems? Was the strategy that we developed, was it appropriate? Did you have sufficient time to prepare? What about the other side? How much did you know about the other side? So all that information should be collected right away and stored into a database. Because what happens is that most contracts, they are 1 year, 2 years, or 3 year duration. During that time, something is going to happen where they have to renegotiate a section of the contract. Maybe the new health standards or health regulations that may change the product. So that the negotiator have to go back and renegotiate the contract. Now, unless they have that information stored, they don't have access to the information. And finally, is that a lot of executives today don't stay in the same company. They are likely to shift to another company. So they take with them their experience, the information. So unless that information is stored, what the companies do, they set up an institutional memory.
So how do you go about setting up in-house negotiation capability?
Well, to begin with, management has to agree that it is a core skill. And therefore they have to appoint a senior manager responsible for the negotiation function, and also put money aside to have this data bank. It takes some time, takes money, it might take some people. So again, they have to make sure that people recognize that it is an important function. There's maybe money set aside for training, and so on. So it takes time and takes money to set it up.
So overall, to finish up, is it financially beneficial?
Definitely. The survey that I'm referring to, some companies claim to do better. Their profit increased by 40%, while those who did not have a negotiation capability did much worse. Now, looking at those figures, I'm a little bit wondering whether it's only due to negotiation capability, or is it because management is aware of the importance, and probably it's good management, probably use the latest management techniques, and I think probably a combination of management and the negotiation capability makes the difference. Actually, in the end, most companies, what they want to do, they want to reach an agreement that is doable, that is profitable, and sustainable.
Claude, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you.
And thank you for watching. And if you like this and want to see more, be sure to head over to dukascopy.tv.